Welcome to the MNSpiritCast. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the MNSpiritCast. I promise I'm not alone tonight. We have some amazing guests, or a amazing guest, and a fantastic panel. My co-host should be here shortly, but for now, I'm going to kick off the show alone here. So we are officially in Hawaii tonight on the MNSpiritCast, all the way from Florida to Hawaii. So we're in Kaneohe, Hawaii tonight, and I'm so glad that I got that right. I've been practicing that. So we're in Hawaii, and we have an amazing guest. We have Hawaiian Hauntings tonight, and we have some fantastic panelists tonight. At the end of the show tonight, be sure to stick around for the ALL American question. If you don't know what that is, pay attention to each and every show, because there will be a question at the end of each show, and whoever has the most right answers at the end of the season, we'll have a special treat from Minnesota Spirit Hunters. So there's that. Stay tuned live after the show, because we will be revealing today's elimination of the state game. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So first of all, let's introduce our panelists. Here is the Minnesota Spirit Hunters medium, Rochelle. Hi, Rochelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show. And here is one of our newer mediums. This is Sarah. Welcome.
Hey.
Nice to meet you. Or nice to meet you. Nice to see you. And let's not keep him waiting any longer, because, you know, we've all been waiting for this. Here is, I swear I forgot how to say his name already. I'll get it.
Really?
Punohu? Joe Punohu? Okay, here's Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Let's call
Here's
him Joe.
Joe.
There we go. How's it?
There you are.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Aloha. Welcome to the show, Joe. And Punohu, is that how you say your name?
Yeah, close enough. Punohu.
I can't pull your.
Oh, Punohu. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Joe Punohu, everybody.
Sorry, you're training, so.
So aloha from all of us here at Minnesota Spirit Hunters. This is Joe of Hawaiian Hauntings.
Or bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
This is
Bonjour.
Joe of Hawaiian Hauntings. So, Joe, welcome to the show. I hope you have a good time here with us tonight.
Yeah.
Because we have an amazing show planned. So, you're the founder of Hawaiian Hauntings. So we're going to kick off the show by you telling us a little bit about what Hawaiian Hauntings actually is.
Sure. So, I guess I was inspired to do Hawaiian Hauntings. It's a group on Facebook, because back when I made it in 2014 or so, I was inspired, because Facebook was the only thing there for social media,
Mhm.
pretty much. And so it's a platform where people can share stories, experiences, and not get ridiculed or people laughing at them.
Mhm.
As an admin moderator, we can go ahead and delete those comments or kick the people out that are kind of dumb, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
A place where people can reach out for help, where people can just get the help that they need, and just a community to build where we love to go out to places that have spirits and hang out and have fun and eat good food and all of that stuff, which Hawaii is all about. It's mostly the companionship, yeah. But yeah, that's what the group kind of turned into, and that's kind of how it began.
Very cool. And before the show, speaking of food, before the show, Joe brought up an amazing point about spam. Spam is, a Minnesota thing, but it is served at McDonald's, Burger King, and all that kind of stuff over in Hawaii. So, with that being said, I think we pack up our
Spam is a
bags.
funny food. Like, let's be real. Spam is funny.
Well, with that being said, I say we pack up our bags and call ourselves the Hawaiian Spirit Hunters. How's that?
Okay, let's roll. Let's
Move
roll
to
it.
Hawaii. Just do that.
I'll rock it.
Get it out of the way.
Tokyo.
Let's do it. So, but
I'll rock
no.
that in Tokyo.
So, I've seen a lot of, because I kind of follow paranormal all over the United States, and sorry about the cry in my child over here, but
I got a kitten right across me,
so I follow venues and haunted places over in all of the states of the United States, and so far I've seen Hawaii has like some phenomenal places with paranormal activity. So, first of all, what made you start investigating the paranormal?
Well, I've always believed in ghosts, kind of thing. I grew up in a haunted house. In fact, right behind where I'm sitting, there's a Hawaiian chief that's buried about 15 to 20 feet below the ground that used to come up and say hi every night. From when I was little and all of that. And I was always taught to respect them, to treat them like our kupuna, our ancestors.
Sure.
And when you go to places around here, it's the same thing. It was always fun as high schoolers to go out to like the Pali lookout where the last battle took place, and you could hear the conch shells echoing off the wall. Sometimes you can hear the drums coming towards you in the middle of the night, or you get pushed or pulled, that kind of stuff. And it was never like scratch, kick, push, bad. Yeah.
Sure.
It's like they're there and they're walking with you so long as you show respect and pono, and you just kind of, yeah. That's kind of how I got into it. I've always loved it.
It's like the ancestors, like the Ojibwe in Minnesota. We leave tobacco. We respect them. It's sacred.
Yeah.
So
over here it's food.
Oh well, that works for living and dead. I know it works. For me.
Well, yeah, we have spirit plates on both sides of Ojibwe, in which, yeah.
See, yeah, we've left on investigations. We've left many things. We just released an episode in Isani, Minnesota, and our peace offering was a cigarette. Okay, and live on camera in this episode, the spirit smoked a cigarette. I'm not even kidding.
That's an Ojibwe spirit.
And I'm pretty sure it was a native spirit, of course. But see, I went to cemeteries before, and my tradition, or the tradition that I heard about, is leave a couple points at the gate for the gatekeeper, and then sprinkle tobacco in each corner of the cemetery. So that's what we do over here. That's what I do.
Oh, down here, we go graveyard, go visit grandma and grandpa and uncles, and we bring a can of beer for each of them, and cigarettes that they smoke. Then we pour the beer on the grave, and sometimes you see people bust out chairs on a pop-up tent and just barbecue by the grave, hang out with the family.
Cook for your family. Cook for your family.
Yeah, and there's nothing like keeping up a tradition because that's what your family would have wanted to do. There's no such thing as a stupid peace offering.
But you know what? Food is the most amazing peace offering you can give to the dead.
Yes. Yes.
You leave it for the animals. You leave it for whatever. You leave it for nature. You live. It's a peace offering.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, Portal to the Paranormal is here. Welcome. Thanks for joining in on the show. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no such thing as a weird or a stupid peace offering. It's all about what the family likes, all about what they like or, what they enjoy. So that's basically what that is. So we're on our 4th season of Minnesota SpiritCast. This is the ALL American Paranormal Tour. So with this being the 4th season, number 4 is the special number tonight. So what are 4 of your favorite places to investigate Hawaii?
Well, number 1 would have to be the place I always go to. It's called Judd Trail. It's in Nu'uanu Valley. It was, from what I've read and what it feels like at night, it was one of the turning points of the Battle of Oahu. 17,000 men versus about 8,000 warriors. Each of these guys
can
were
you
about...
define that? Can you define that? Like, what was the war fought over?
The war was fought over the island of Oahu. The invading army of Kamehameha came up from the beaches, marched all the way up into the valley, trapping them in the Nu'uanu Valley and pushing them towards the back. Because at the end of Nu'uanu is the Pali, which is another one of my favorite places. Pali means cliff or precipice in Hawaiian. They were pushed off a 900-foot drop to their death below, the army of Oahu. But it was at this place that they tried to hold the point, from what I heard, because it's a hiking trail that it could go over the mountain. And so they tried to rescue all the maka'ainana, the commoners, the women, the children, the people who weren't fighting. They tried to send them over there and hold the line. So the ground where I go to, pitch black forest, many portals. I mean, many hauntings. And I mean, we have stuff happen almost every night that we go there. You can hear voices echoing, people talking. Sometimes there's a disembodied scream, but that's more from recent hauntings.
Do you see orbs?
Orbs every now and then in cameras, but it depends. If the orbs could be a lot of different phenomenon, it's how they behave is what sells it to me.
Right.
Yeah. But
one of our so first of all, I want to try to tackle this. Wahoo, Hawaii.
Hey, how's it? It says Facebook user. Yeah.
Aloha. Anuai.
I probably know you. How's it?
So how do you pronounce this, Joe? Is this Wahoo or what?
Oahu.
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 Okay.
Oahu.
Oahu, Hawaii. All right. Aloha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Okay. What else I gotta say here? I had something for you there, but I don't remember. Oh well.
Don't be swearing at people in Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I guarantee. Okay, so like I told you guys before.
Okay, wait, boy.
Like I told you guys before, if I spent a month over in Hawaii, I'm scared that I would swear at somebody in Hawaii.
I already saw it.
Not knowing what I said, I swear I would.
There's no real.
That
depends on how you say it.
It's the tone you speak.
So no worries. Yeah, it's the tone and how you use it.
Mm-hmm. Like Ojibwe.
Like okole is butt. Okole is butt. We can call somebody like, oh, what okole? Or you're real mad and you call them it. It's a completely different use of the word.
I'm totally not going to swear in Ojibwe on camera.
Yeah.
NC-17. If something slips up, we're NC-17, so don't worry about it. So no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you want to know the word for Ojibwe in pussy?
Oh boy.
God
Go
damn.
ahead.
You know what it means? You know what it means? Cat. Greedy gut.
Okay. Mine went in a different direction completely there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we
No,
all.
it is double meaning.
I
It
think
is
we all-
double meaning. That's not
For
like.
anybody under the age of 18, please click off now because this show
Yep,
is
exactly.
NC-17.
Just went
So
there.
Yeah.
yes. So, but no. So okay. So your first place. We got your first place.
A little bit of
Judge
fun.
Trail.
More places
I mean,
that you would like to go.
It really depends. I mean, the problem with Hawaii, Oahu, is that it's so small. There's a heck of a lot of places to go to, but a lot of them are like considered like the Pali Lookout is a beautiful place that I love to go to, but they close now at 6 p.m. And
Okay.
it's like it's in the
But you
middle of
guys
the
got a lot of
mountains.
energy packed in the little islands.
Oh yeah. And so I love to explore all of these spirits and all of this stuff that's my culture because I am Native Hawaiian, but you risk getting kicked out, you risk getting trespassed, that kind of stuff by going to these public places after hours. But like they got tricks around it. Like if you go beach to go ghost hunting, they'll kick you out. But if you bring a fishing pole and go ghost hunting, you can stay as long as you like.
Uh,
Oh, are you
You
telling me
know.
to go fishing in Hawaii?
Huh? Yeah.
I'll go fishing in Hawaii.
No more much fish to catch, but you can still go fishing. You can catch Oahu.
Oh no, I have fun all day just throwing that crap out.
So the Pali Lookout will be another place I love to go to because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's on the mountains. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It has a serene spiritual feeling to it. You can feel the spirits.
Wow.
That's a battle where Kamehameha the Great defeated Kalani Kupuli for the island of Oahu. Right at the Pali Lookout is where everybody was pushed over the cliff.
Oh wow.
did
See,
you ever
and
have a moment where you got scared to death, so to speak?
Yeah.
Are you telling me there's spirits on that cliff?
Huh?
Are there spirits on the cliff?
Not really. And, it depends because Hawaii is an oral tradition. So some people will say 100 people jumped over the cliff or were pushed off the cliff. Some people would say only 10 did. Some people would say 900 did.
It's
But
per
in this day
tribe.
and age, yeah. In this day and age, though, people still go there to commit suicide. And there's a lot more to the Pali Lookout than that because then you delve into the realm that I love about Hawaii. You have spirits that were never people.
I love how you say poly because poly in our culture means mutual, multi.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it has another name, but they named them depending on they have all these different. Yeah, but Pali is a good one. Yeah. You go down the Pali. There used to be an old highway that they dug out, and then you run into like calling spirits and what we call over here mo'o. Mo'o is lizards, but like lizard mo'o wahine, the lizard lady.
So is that like your white buffalo in Ojibwe?
I'm not too sure. These were spirits that were here long before the Hawaiians were here.
Yes,
Some people might call them elementals. They behave in such ways. The mo'o behave in such ways as, I guess a better word would say is the mermaid, traditional mermaids. Japan has the kappa.
Mermaids. You got mermaids.
But they take on different forms, and they have throughout cultures. Sirens, that's one too. But the sirens are the bad ones. Majority of them are just cool, and they just chill out and they hang out. It's the ones that have a problem that try to lure you to your death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's stories there about middle of the day you walking down and then you come across this beautiful young Hawaiian girl and she lures you down the cliff and you fall into a trance and right before you fall over the cliff,
well, a
she
siren will
disappears.
call out, but a siren will call on anybody of their culture.
This one doesn't
They're
differentiate.
shapeshifters.
Yeah, that's kind of like the mo'o too. If you're a man, it'll take on the form of this beautiful woman. If you're a woman, you don't get a handsome guy. You get a little kid crying for help.
Like
that's
a banshee?
more effective. Could be, yeah. We have some of that too. But banshee's more of a Irish, right? Or yeah.
In Scotland. Yep.
Scotland, close enough. Sorry.
Ireland, it's Ireland, Scotland.
Yeah. We have a banshee in the back of Manoa Valley, which is one of my other favorite places. It's a hiking trail. It's a night marcher trail. And it's a place where you have the spirits that the Hawaiians at one point had called gods. You are
I had a little bit of fun there. Just a little bit.
Huh?
When you find me out there?
Yeah, this is the place where when them being nice to you is throwing trees down to make you leave so you don't get hurt.
Oh, I've been violated more than once way.
These ones are. I have many friends that are mediums and psychics, and they have never felt energy like this before. There was one in particular that tried to follow me home.
Oh, I have many that try to follow me home. I've been violated more than once.
Oh,
Trust me. You'll
this
see
was
it next season.
this was the god of war who wanted me to
Aries.
perform human sacrifice in his name.
Which
I did
one?
a tour. Which god of war?
Which god?
Kukaili Moku.
Shapeshifter?
No. He just is.
Oh, okay.
And his energy is brah.
Well, I'd like
Yeah.
to meet that energy.
See, his energy is very, very, very male. And in the old days, female energy would desecrate his energy.
No.
I only
But
embody a female
those are
energy.
different.
I am a male and a female body.
Well, you could have both energies as well, depending on which side you want to tune into and tap into, the divine feminine or the divine masculine.
Both. Both.
But he thought by me bringing tours back there, because I worked for a tour company, I was bringing him human sacrifices in the form of tourists.
I have a twin.
You have a twin? Cool.
He cries more than I do.
Hmm.
I love how you laugh.
You say he cries more than you do?
Yeah. Another thing that hello.
Sorry.
Another thing that I kind of have a theory about is Hawaii is just surrounded by water, and as we all know, water amplifies activity.
But it also grounds it at the same time. You got sand.
In a way, yes.
And you got the fire. That means sand.
But you're forgetting the salt too. Salt is used to.
But that's in the air.
The salt is in the air. The salt is in the water. The salt is actually used to get rid of ghosts.
It's a pure form. It's like a pure form.
Maybe holds them to the island.
No, it's pure form.
I mean, there's many different things many different things we can use. So, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I've always been drawn to Hawaii and Tokyo.
I wonder if on islands the spirits are much stuck there because of the salt water.
Let's talk about Hawaii and Tokyo.
Well, the salt has a purifying effect that we use for blessings. It's called the pa'akai. There's different colors. There's different types of pa'akai you can get and all of that stuff, and it serves different purposes. But we can go down to the beach. No, every culture, yeah. Salt is the closest thing to white, which is pure, which is why it's like that. We can go to some of the beaches and pick salt out of the rock crevices, like by the handful, if nobody else is there and if it hadn't rained in days. It's pretty cool. Just sea salt by like the shards and stuff,
I love sea salt. Send me some of your sand and your sea salt. Unless you bring me there, because I prefer that.
Yeah.
I think we all are.
Does it?
Oahu.
Does it?
What, Rochelle?
I give up. I tried 3 times.
Go.
I just said, does it have an active volcano?
Oahu, no. Big Island, yes.
I don't know. Okay.
In fact, Big Island might have 2 active volcanoes, but they kind of they're not always active.
Yeah.
But then you have stories as well from those volcanoes of, you guys heard of Madame Pele before?
Yes.
Madame Pele, the goddess of the volcano. People will see her in the lava flows and the eruptions. She'll go to a bunch of houses the night before the volcano erupts and takes those houses down.
Oh, wow.
So is she Mother Earth?
She is supposedly came from a part of Haumea. But Haumea would be considered an interpretation of Mother Earth. But Pele, I think, came from her forehead or her eye in legend.
So
But-
you guys worship the triple goddess aspect.
I don't know about worship is different. It's
Maiden,
a lot
mother, and
different in a lot of
stone.
the cultures. You worship the god or the goddess until they stop serving you, and then you find a new one. Like you pray to the god of war until you start losing battles, and then you kick them to the curb and you find another god of war to pray to. You know?
Wow, that's cold.
Well, that's kind of how it is. I mean,
Oh
it's
wow.
Yeah. I
the
mean-
Hawaiian gods, they were not omnipotent.
They were not
and
forgiving.
flawless, and some of them were not. Some of them were. Pele, she likes to appear as a vanishing hitchhiker sometimes. And
Haley?
if you don't, yes, Madame Pele, and if you do not pick her up, then something bad will happen to you. You know, you're driving down the road in the middle of nowhere, and this old Hawaiian lady in a white muumuu is walking down the side of the road. You gotta go and offer her one ride.
Oh,
Yeah?
it's cute. We say mumu. That's our language. Mumu.
Yeah. But if you don't offer her one ride, she'll disappear in the backseat of your car anyway, and
Oh no.
you won't have very good luck. You know.
That's
We
You
got
gotta
many
go
stories of
passenger.
that.
You gotta go passenger.
Close our windows before we go by cemeteries.
Yeah, we close our windows.
Or there are stories where it's like you drive down. This one was a guy that took a rock. He took a rock, which is considered Pele's children. It's a big kapu. You don't take rocks.
Take a walk.
He took a rock and he drove, and he sees as they go around the turn, and they see this lady in a white muumuu, this old Hawaiian lady, giving him stink eye, glaring at him, just like. And they're like, "Oh, damn!" The uncle's like, "You take one rock." He's like, "No."
She's the evil eye.
Oh yeah, like giving him stink eye, and then they drive. And about 20 minutes later, they see the same old lady on the side of the road giving them stink eye. I would
Oh,
say
man.
not evil eye. Evil eye is a curse.
Joe, you're funny.
Evil eye is a curse, so I don't like saying the evil eye.
Right.
More-
Stink eye.
Stink eye is more like, "You son of a gun." I don't like to swear, but it's like a curse. It's like, you know what you did, are you? Kind of thing.
No kidding.
I mean,
Oh,
we got
yeah.
stories from the military where they would try to stop the lava flow, and nobody can stop the lava flow. They try to bomb it. They try to create ditches, and it goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's going to take the town of Hilo, and then the lava stops at the feet of this lady who starts chanting and leaving offerings
So,
and throwing them
Joe-
into the volcano.
Are you telling us about a goddess?
Huh?
Is there a goddess in Hawaii that's lava?
That would be Madame Pele. She lives in the lava with her many, many, many sisters. Yes. That's why you're nice to her, But if Madame,
What do you
this is
offer her?
something- Oh, she tends to like gin and red silk.
Huh. Yeah. We live in Red Cloth and we don't have that.
What do you offer your gods? When you go on investigation, what do you offer up?
For me, it's usually the gift of companionship. I'll bring a lot of people, we'll hang out, we'll talk story. Now, when I do investigations, it's not really investigations. I don't go out to prove that they're real, to look for them. I go to places that's really haunted, that they're at, and me and my friends, we just hang out and talk story for hours.
So you offer
And they
peace.
can come up to us. Yeah, and they come to us, and they can enjoy the companionship too, and they can have fun, and they love to hear me. When I did the ghost tours, I noticed they love to hear me tell stories about them. So, like, you would feel them around the group, and you would watch the group get smaller, closer together, and closer. It was hilarious.
Yep.
You know,
Awesome.
because
Yep.
there's spirits behind them, and they're all loving the stories as well.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm more of a storyteller than I'm an investigator, but I do like to try and work on a way of communicating with them. So we have a lot of tools and stuff that we try to communicate and give them a voice. Like I mentioned, Judd Trail has portals. Last Friday, we did a Facebook Live, and we had something kind of like a time anomaly happen, which was cool because it happened on camera while I was doing my live. I see a guy up a hill a little bit, and I see him it's pitch black with a flashlight and a blue jacket. He's walking to my left into the bushes. And I know there's a guy that lives there, a homeless guy. So I'm like, "Hey, Shaka, how's it?" And I go up there to see him, but he runs off into the bushes and disappears down the left side. Then I
Wow.
see then I look to the
What
right.
does Saka mean?
Hold on. Hold that thought. I look to the right and I see him with the blue jacket and the flashlight walking down from the top of the trail towards me. And I'm like, dude,
Oh, no.
I'm like, dude. He's like, hey, how's it? I'm like, Shaka, that you? He's like, yeah. It's just talking. Shaka is like this. It's a shaka.
Oh,
Chakra?
Shaka. Yeah.
Heart?
How's
Heart?
it? Shaka. No. It's like a wave kind of thing. I would say it's Hawaiian, but I don't think it's actually Hawaiian.
Hello?
Hawaiians never. The ancient Hawaiians never did that.
not this.
Not this. Yeah. Shaka is like this. Hang loose. You guys all heard that before?
Yeah.
Hello?
Think of Lego and Stitch.
Yeah. Exactly. The origin of the shaka was they had a guy get into a he would always dress up in like the royal guard stuff, and he'd be in a Waikiki and he'd wave at everybody when they come into Waikiki. One day he got into an accident, lost 3 of his middle fingers, and he would still go there and wave to everybody in Waikiki.
That's funny. You got jokes? You got jokes?
No, that's actually
That's
the
not
story.
funny, but that's funny.
It is funny, but it's not funny. Yeah.
It didn't stop him from waving to people with 2 fingers, you know.
Hey.
He loved to do it.
Well, at least you were like this.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah,
fantastic.
to get back to what I was saying though, the interesting part was right there where he disappeared. We had like I have a iPad around my neck. I'm not very high tech, and it has an Ovilus on it, the iOvilus app. And I just kind of go with the flow. If it says stuff that's relevant, right on, you know. And I go back down to where the guy disappeared, and I'm like, you know what? Let's check this place out. And I'm looking, and I get this feeling there's something there, and it's not good. And I'm like, whoa, this
But you know
doesn't
it's
feel.
there.
I know it's there. I know it wants me to come in, and then I see this bright splash of purple, and I'm like, "What is that?" I start walking towards it, and I'm like, "Oh wait, it's trying to lure me in there." I'm like, "No, I'm not falling for that." And then I walk back, and the obelisk says, "Come." I'm like, "Oh no!" You know, stuff like that. That's the same place where we had a time anomaly a few years ago, where a tree that had fallen down was still growing. I mean, like in this day and age, it's rotting on the ground. But we walked by it. My buddy's like, "Wow, look at that tree. That tree, didn't it fall down?" And I'm looking at the tree as it's still growing. And he's like, "What the heck?" 15 minutes later, we came back, and the tree that was growing is now rotting on the ground. It's like,
Whoa.
so my theory is we were transported about 5 years back into the past for that moment.
Yeah.
And here's the part I like to think about is, what if we were on top of the trail and we heard these 2 guys that were actually us talking where the tree was? We would have thought that was ghosts.
So what do you call that god?
What god?
The one take you back in time.
Okay, in Hawaii, we have 4 major gods, and each one has about 100,000 manifestations that has its own name. So we don't know their names. I call them spirits. Spirits were ghosts. Spirits were never people. When a person dies, they
There's 2
become a ghost.
definitions of spirits in your culture, right? Human and spirit.
Well, that's how I differentiate. I call the people that died ghosts, and I call the things that were never people spirits.
Can you say their name?
What do you mean? What we call spirits and ghosts?
Yep.
Ghosts would be uhane, and spirits would be closer to akua, but not quite. But then we got the shapeshifters, like Kamapua'a, the half man, half pig, who can be a man or a pig or a fish or a tree. And he's a kupua.
It's like Maui.
Maui would be kind of like a demigod, kind of like that, but none of our legends in Maui say that he could shapeshift like into animals. But we do have legends of Maui over here. You know, lassoing the sun, pulling the islands up. Oh yeah. Our island is Maui, you know.
Well, yes, but not. Is it named after demigod?
Yeah, but the demigod is Polynesia. It's throughout Polynesia, so it's not just a Hawaii thing. Samoan, Tahitian, Fiji, all around Polynesia.
Right.
Rapa Nui, you know, I'm sure I haven't
Rapa Nui
there that knew Maui. Yeah. Easter Island. But yeah. So the stories and the legends, even Pele came from Tahiti or Kahiki.
Easter Island is creepy.
Madame Pele came from another island because she was kicked off, and that's when she found Oahu or Big Island and made her home in the lava, in the volcano.
Wow.
So she became the fire element.
But she came from another island and crossed the ocean.
Right,
her
but
brother
and became fire, right?
Yeah, she might have been fire there too. I'm not too sure. But she's not fire in itself because her manifestations is of a woman, not of fire.
Right. But she's very earthly.
Yes.
Lots of knowledge coming out tonight. This is good. This is good.
Oh, brother, this is just the Hawaiian stuff. We haven't scratched the surface.
Sorry.
We got Japanese stuff here. We got the faceless lady. We got Filipino vampires and giants.
So I gotta
these
tell you a
cultures.
secret. I gotta tell you a secret. And Marcus doesn't even know this. I'm drawn to Tokyo and Hawaii as a World War II fighter airplane, Japanese.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tokyo. I'm drawn to Tokyo. I want to go there too. That's on my bucket list.
Oh, you know what? I'm going with you all day, Joe. We're going.
I don't know why, but I'm super drawn to New York. I feel like I need to be in New York.
Interesting. I'd love to visit, but yeah.
I'm the witch you didn't burn.
Like Japan, we can go to Aokigahara, the suicide forest, and then
Oh,
there's
that'd
the
be
Temple
fun.
of the Dolls.
I totally want to eat the food.
No,
Oh, we get all the food down over here. I'm not worried about
Yeah,
the food.
well, I'll eat the food over there too. You better fly me out there.
yeah,
Right, you go 7-Eleven here, you can buy sushi, you know.
Oh my god, yeah, I know. Don't even tempt me because I'm gonna be like up on the next plane. Oh my god.
We're gonna just skip the Island of the Dolls. We're not gonna make a stop on that one.
No, there's a temple. Imagine this. Okay, so a lot of people seem to think ghosts are scary, right? If you take care of them and if you honor and respect them, then they're not that scary.
If you worship up,
This
you worship
temple,
up.
we're slip-off. Yeah, we're slip-off.
India, Ma Kali. Yeah, that's my temple. Goddess of death.
Mm. Yeah,
He
it's
laughed.
not what it sounds
He's
like
like,
ever.
he's like,
But,
whatever.
yeah. But like the dolls are cared for. They're given offerings. They're given food. Their hair is cut because their hair grows and their nails grow and
Like
stuff.
voodoo.
You know, but it's not like, oh my God, scary dolls like American movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a place of reverence, right? Like
It's
me,
where
I'm
the priestess
I'm
talk her
Catholic.
up.
Yeah, I'm Catholic as well. So I kind of talking to my son. He came home from college yesterday, and he kind of has a trouble balancing the religious monotheistic with polytheistic Hawaiian culture. And it's real simple to me. The Hawaiian spirits are not God. Well, there's one God. God created the Hawaiian gods.
Right.
You know, and I treat them like ancestors. I treat them like
But you
kupuna. I
guys got
revere
evil
them.
spirits too.
Somewhat, but for the most part, the Hawaiian spirits are vengeful. They're not evil.
But
They
then
are
you guys
evil
got
for
the
a
in
reason.
between, which is like they like to play games.
We got the
Tricksters.
tricksters. We got the tricksters, but the ones that are really
Yeah.
bad is usually because you went over and did something you shouldn't have. You know, those are the ones that that's why I like Hawaii. They take care.
But that's why
they
you
take
don't
care.
remove any rock or anything from Hawaii.
That's why you don't take rocks. But it depends. If you ask its permission, and if you don't shove it in the back of your closet or chest, then like I've heard of people that were taking rocks. They would take
Leave
a
an
rock, they'd ask
offering?
for permission, they leave an offering, and then they would put them in their house in the mainland, where a place where it can see everybody walking in, it could see outside. They would treat the rock like a person and take care of the rock,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
It's
that is
respected
showing
as
the
a
respect.
spirit.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I do. I just hang out, I look, I talk, and I like to learn. And of course, when things happen, they're awesome. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have like the night marchers, and they're not bad, but if you see them, you will die.
Wow.
Not bad, but you just died. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a crazy insane off the wall comment. But okay.
Well, in the
The kind?
For that?
What are you saying to me on Ojibwe?
Yes.
No,
How's
that's
it?
You almost
The
got me with a
kind?
mouthful.
Yeah.
The king? The kind?
Kind.
Okay, my twin's looking up Hawaiian words apparently.
My friend stayed there for a
What,
while.
the kind?
The kind?
Kind.
The kind is more of a pidgin English, not really Hawaiian.
Okay.
The kind?
The kind. The kind is like the kind
The
with stuff, you
The
know.
kind.
We go into the kind with the kind, and we don't do the kind. perfect sense.
Okay, sorry.
My bad.
My twin just pulled out some crap. Really? Why do
But I
you
can,
so funny? I love you, but I hate you.
but I can
In
keep
this
talking for
situation?
hours. You guys have any questions? Go right ahead and give them.
Yes. So I looking for an article that I seen the other day that I wanted to talk to you about, but I don't remember what it was.
Lolo.
Here's actually an interesting one, and it says so there's two of them. Don't take pork over to Pali.
Yeah, the Pali lookout. Don't take pork over the Pali, over the mountain. That's a superstition. You see, Madame Pele had a love relationship with Kamapua'a, who's half man, half pig. And they loved each other, and then they fought, and then they loved each other, and then they separated, and they said they'd never see each other again. And Pele took the dry side, Kamapua'a took the wet side, and you cannot have Kamapua'a crossing the Pele side.
That sounds like all my relationships, really.
Well, I mean, if you do, your car will break down. You know, it happens.
Don't ask.
So basically, for everybody who don't know about it, one of the more well-known creepy folk tales from Hawaii says you shouldn't carry pork over the Pali Highway, Route 61 on Oahu. Those who have disregarded this advice have had their cars stalled out, refusing to start again until the pork was thrown out. Some say the pork protocol comes from an old love feud between Pele, the goddess of fire, and
Kamapua'a.
Kamapua, okay, the pigman god. On the Big Island, a variation of this folktale says drivers crossing between east and west over Saddle Road should toss the pork.
Joe, talk story.
Talk story. Okay, actually, I have a story about that. I worked for a company called Oahu Ghost Tours, and the first stop was the Pali. So I get up to the Pali, and it's just me in the 14-passenger van with the tourists, the tour. Had a couple of locals. And we get to the Pali, we tell the stories, and when it's time to go back into the van, drive to the next stop, the van's dead. It won't start up. And I'm kind of like, what am I supposed to do? It's one of my first tours I did by myself. I call up the boss in Florida. I'm like, hey, bro, the car not going to start up. What you like me to do? Guy in Florida's like, does anybody have pork? He's like, why don't you throw salt?
You guys know about the pork.
And so like, I'm like, nah, nobody's that stupid. You know what I mean? And then had this guy in the front seat passenger next to me, and he was talking to his girlfriend right behind him. The girlfriend's like, honey, I like talk to you real fast. Come outside. And they're local. And I'm like, bro, the bushes are moving outside. You guys like, go outside, whatever. And I'm still talking to my boss, and I see them go outside, and the guy goes outside. The girl pretends she's going outside and then slams the door shut and locks the door, locking him out.
Oh,
and
no.
He's pounding on the door. He's like, bro, let me in, bro. I'm sorry. Let me in. Don't leave me over here. The girl's like, never mind. He get on phone. He call up one of his friends. Go. I'm like, he's forgetting something. The car doesn't start up. She's like, try. Turn the key. The car started up.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, okay, we're good. The car started up. I unlock the door. He gets back in, puts one foot in the car stalls and dies.
Oh.
Everybody in the back was like, no, leave him over here. I take him outside and I talk to him, and I'm like, brother, what's going on? He pulls out a can of Spam from his pocket. He pulls out a whole can of Spam, which I researched, 85% pork shoulder. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. I wanted to try him. The thing about the legend is everybody like try him, but nobody ever wants to try it in their own car.
Here's the story.
So he left it on the side of the road, like I told him, and the car worked, and we continued our tour. It was
You're
like,
funny, Joe. You're funny.
You should totally do a Facebook Live and show us how that works.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That would be awesome.
To me, that would be disrespectful because I am testing the spirits.
Okay, yeah,
I don't like to test the spirits. I don't like them feeling like they need
that
to
is
perform
true.
for me.
That
You
is
know,
true.
I'll ask them questions, but I won't say. You know, I go there to hang out with them. I don't want them to be obligated. And plus, it's the
Sure.
reciprocation thing. Huh? If they do something for me, guess what? I gotta do something for them.
Absolutely.
Can you
I
say
don't know
woman
what favor they'll ask me.
in Hawaii? Can you say woman?
Wahine. Or vahine.
You are amazing.
Because I'm Hawaiian and speak Hawaiian.
No, bro.
Oh. No worries, don't worry.
You're just funny because you tell stories.
I tell stories for an hour and a half every Friday night on Facebook Lives, hour to an hour and a half. Every night for the whole month of October, I share stories for an hour to an hour and a half. That's how many
October
stories
2nd.
I have. So
I'm
I've
gonna be
also been to,
watching.
I've always been to places in the mainland. I've also been there 2014. We went to Prospect Place in Ohio. Then we drove to Rolling Hills
Come to
Asylum in New
Minnesota.
York. We went down to Bobby Mackey's in Kentucky. We went up to Saddamsville Rectory. And then we went to a haunted forest in Wisconsin. What was it called?
So close
we
to
went-
Minnesota. So close to Minnesota.
Yeah, so close.
Wisconsin?
So I
Come
was
to
just there for a week.
Minnesota. Come see me.
I was just there for
Hola.
a week. So we drove from like Chicago to New York to Kentucky to Wisconsin all in 1 week. I went ghost
Jeez.
hunting every night and stayed at a haunted place every night. And I got
Nice.
stories of things that
That's
happened.
gotta
every
suck.
night.
That's gotta suck.
That was awesome. Are you
As a
kidding me?
name, that's gotta suck. So what is
Hey.
your role?
Sarah, this 50-day voting thing, it's going to be the same exact thing.
What is my
I
role?
love you, Marcus. I totally love you.
What do you mean role?
Role?
You said what is my role? Like in
Like, what do you do? Are you psychic? Are you, what do you do?
it's not really where we have roles because us investigating is a bunch of friends hanging out talking story. You know, when we have a cause to investigate, I'll bless houses, I'll help people. I have always been a protector. I'm also the leader, and I'm psychic sometimes too. I trust my extra senses that come in. And if I focus really hard, I can see things and hear things.
So you're like a founder and you do every ritual.
Yeah. Yeah, I do whatever I need to do. Sometimes I'm by myself, sometimes I'm with a bunch of people. The other day, we must have had about 20 to 30 people hanging out talking story. Everybody bought food and, you know, coffee. And yeah, it was good fun.
Do you guys fish?
Nah. Nah. We don't go beach. We don't go beach at all. Why go beach? We go to the
I
mountains.
love your story.
You go to the beach and get too many people on the beach. That's why. You cannot go to the beach any time of the day or night and have nobody there. There's always like some 4 people walking their dog, 10 people jogging, 2:00 in the morning. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
You get this island. We have over 1 million people, and we get 7 or 8 million tourists a year. So
See, I live in the mountains and I always want to go to the beach.
I just like to be at a place that nobody's going to bother us. You know,
Do you want to Lanai?
Lanai. I've never been to Lanai. I'd like to go to Lanai, but Lanai is an island of the evil spirits, I believe, and there's a lot of intense stuff over there. I'd love to check it out, though.
Me too.
I mean, every island has its own different thing. I'm comfortable with Oahu. I need to spread out a little bit more, but I mean, we talking. You like go ghost hunting one weekend. You got to go ahead, catch one plane, rent one car, get one hotel. You know what I mean? It's like ghost hunting is like over $1,000.
Oh, it's expensive. That's why we got to take our donations.
Yep. It very much is. Absolutely.
Hey,
So
if I
And
could
her
jump in my
supporters
car and
mean
drive 12
everything.
hours, bro, I'd be gone every weekend. Jump in my car,
Right.
drive 5, 10, 12 hours, and no matter. Go to a different place. That would be
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I got stories. We ran into demons at Bobby Mackey's. We ran into a demon at Salamsto Rectory. We ran into all kinds of stuff.
Now, see, I'm supposed to be going to Bobby Mackey's, I think, October 19th.
That's awesome. Something happened to me at Bobby Mackey's that messed me up for about 2 to 3 years.
Oh, no.
Like PTSD, just flipped my whole world upside down for a bit, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was also doing a...
I don't mean this in
I
no
was...
disrespect, but that's kind of exciting. Like,
You
know what I mean?
It's
'Cause I'm gonna
exciting
go
thinking
there.
back on it. It wasn't exciting when it was happening.
No.
It's fun after
But
the fact.
at the time, I was also trying to help a girl. Because I tell ghost stories, people think I can do house blessings, and now I know how. But this girl had a demonic possession attached to her and wanted me to help her. It spoke in Latin to me. I got all the recordings. We would be on Skype and she'd be possessed. Things would talk to me on my phone when I'm talking to my children. I used to play World of Warcraft. The name of this demon would become a character in my game and follow me around the map. And I would go into a completely different server with thousands of new players, create a character, and that same name would follow me around the map and not say a word. You know, dreams. I mean, this thing tried to get me every chance that I could get. And then I went to Bobby Mackey's after that.
Did you leave?
So
No.
it was a combination of both.
Here's a question for you, Joe. And a lot of people have different theories or anything, but so what does it take for you to classify an entity as demonic or evil?
There's a line you cross which shows when they disregard your free will. You know, when they step over your free will to cause you harm, that's the line they cross when they become evil.
And I agree because I've been violated on many investigations. Like, I have boyfriends on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of copycats. Somebody say something? Sorry. Well, we've come across a lot of copycats and stuff. You smell sulfur. There are things that knock in threes, but this thing isn't demonic. It just wants to be thought of as demonic. You know, I got stories about a lot of these things too. One thing that they will always do is lie, and they want you to think that they're bigger and badder than they are.
I'm a small person. I'm 5'3", so I get violated on every investigation.
I'm like you. I'm 5'4".
See,
They like little packages.
Yep, my things.
Because I did the tours for so long, I've become a protector, and people have introduced something to me. Sometimes when I would tell a story, I would show a picture along with the story, and when you talk about it, they come, right? And what would happen is people would tell me several. My eyes would start to glow with a golden color.
Wow.
They tell me that Michael the Archangel is shining through me, or I'm channeling Michael the Archangel, which I've done on occasion. I mean, he's full on taking over me a few times, and I'm saying stuff that I'm like, where the heck is this coming from? You know? I walk around with a bubble around me, and everybody in the bubble is safe. That's how I roll. So I guess that's kind of like my role as a protector. And I tell people, you want to experience something, go 10 feet over there, you know, and you can go.
Well,
ahead
I'd be honored if you take me on Hawaii. And Minnesota Spirit Honors.
But it's interesting, you know. That's kind of so. Yeah, that's a little bit more. This is a lot about me, but Hawaii is different because we have a lot of cultures here, and like even when I did the tour, even being a Hawaiian, we would have people come up to the Pali Lookout and like throw shade at us, like get mad at us, like, what you guys doing over here, huh? You guys selling out your ancestors, huh? Doing ghost stories and calling them and making them dance for you and jump through hoops. You know,
Wow.
I always tell them, why don't you guys come on the tour? Come, you guys up here already.
Right,
Listen to me tell the
right.
stories and tell me what you think when you're done. But
Right.
people are very protective of their spirits here. They're very protective of their culture. They're very protective of their ancestors. You know, that's one thing. A lot of people will come here, mainland groups and stuff will come here to investigate, and they'll have very bad experiences.
Well, I'd love to invite you to Ojibwe territory.
I would assume it's a lot of the same way.
It is. Very much so.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different vibe.
Yeah. But when you go, you just show respect, you know, and you let them know I'm doing this the best way that I can. You know, I'm showing respect to the places that I go to, and I'm just listening to the kupuna. And they'll usually be like, oh, okay, you good.
We listen to the creator.
Mhm.
The creator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then like in Hawaii, I've investigated spirits that were Japanese. I've investigated spirits that were Filipino. There was a Filipino witch that died, and she tried to possess a young girl, a military girl. And it was really interesting, really fascinating to be on that case. And it's just, you got so many things that you got to go through down here. I mean, it's like so many specialists. You know, you get Filipino ghosts, you call a Filipino priest, right? Mangkukulam. And you call them up and then they help you, or somebody who's a Mangkukulam, or there's other words for them depending on what dialect or which islands. And we have a lot of creatures here too. Like, we've come across things that fly, like people.
They come
You
here
know-
to get
Oh,
to
wow.
you for a reason.
My friend, we were like in the middle of nowhere, and we heard a whistle of right above us in the mountains, and we start praying. And as we're looking down, as we're praying, we hear the whistle again, and you hear like, thum, thum, thum,
Was it like a bird?
thum, thum. My friend looked up, and he said, we never looked up. The thing left before we looked up when we were done praying. It was a woman with these huge bat wings and no lower
Wow.
torso, I think, or it was just this woman hovering above us, glaring down at us. Now, we heard the wings, we felt the wind, you know.
Was
That
it like
might have been
your,
Hawaiian or
okay, we
Filipino.
call it Thunderbird. We call it Thunderbird up here.
Mm.
Navajo call it Firebird, like a phoenix.
Yeah,
What was it to you?
For Thunderbird, one's a phoenix.
Well, in the cliffs, we have a petroglyph of a half man, half bird. So maybe something of Hawaiian descent that we'd forgotten about. Or Filipinos come really close with what's called the aswang or the mangkukulam.
And so we call it Thunderbird or Firebird.
Manananggal, which is a vampire. She leaves the lower half of her body home. She sprouts wings and her tongue comes out. Like a mosquito, crawls through the boards in the house,
Like
and
Lilith?
it drinks the amniotic fluid of a pregnant woman's uterus.
Like Lilith.
Like what?
Lilith.
Lilith. That's funny
She's
you
a
say
Middle
that because
Eastern
that girl.
goddess. She's a
that-
Middle
that-
Eastern goddess that's actually Adam's first wife.
I know all about Lilith because that's the one that claimed to haunt that girl who was a demonic possession that would
Yeah,
follow me
Lilith.
around.
Yeah, I possess her. Oh, she possesses me. Let's not lie.
I don't believe it was Lilith. I believe it was a Lilim. You know, succubus,
What's
a
that
child
mean?
of Lilith. A Lilim is a child
Like
of
a
Lilith.
daughter of Lilith?
Yes, and they're more like the first succubi.
Succubus, yeah.
Yeah, succubi plural, but yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's what a Lilim usually is.
Demon energy, dark.
But of course, it's gonna tell me I am Lilith. It's like, yeah, you're not.
Yeah, I am Lilith. Here I am. Okay.
It's like I'm sure she has much better things to do than talk story with me. You know, mother of all
Well,
demons
I told
and
you
all
talk
that.
story. So talk story. Talk story.
I have been. What you guys like talk about?
What is one piece of information you give us about your state?
About my what?
About your
My
state.
state?
Your islands. Your many beautiful islands.
Respect. Respect goes a long way in Hawaii. That respect means no litter. Respect means show the places that you go respect. Remember that the place that you are at, even though it's beautiful, even though there's 300 tourists over there, it's still a place that's a vahipana, very sacred spot to the Hawaiian people, right? With its own spirits, its own ancestors, and that are
Like
tied to
any
the
native
land.
land. Any native land.
Kind of, yeah.
When you're
Except
talking
there's a
right
lot
now,
more.
I'm literally getting chills, like good chills, good goosebumps. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is don't take from the island anything you're not going to be willing to give back.
Yeah, it's like when you go hiking, take out more than you bring in. You know, go
Right.
find the rubbish on the trail. Bring one bag when you go hiking and pick up the rubbish. And,
But
you know,
give
take care.
back to that island.
Exactly. You take care of the land, and the land takes care of you.
Yes.
Right.
It's just like us.
So when you respect the land, the ghosts will respect you,
It's just
the spirit.
Well, the spirits are of the land. In fact, you go very far back, you hear about Papa and Wakea, Earth Mother and Sky Father. And they gave birth to the islands, which in turn gave birth to the people. And so
Right.
the very land we walk on is our ancestors.
yeah.
So we
Right.
treat the ground like grandma and grandpa, and we take care of
Right.
it like we would a kupuna or
We're in
an
between.
elder.
We're in between.
Yeah, but then you get the big Walmart companies, and they go dig into the ground to make money, and they find bones. They say they never found nothing. You know what I mean? And they just
I get it.
yeah. But that's why we bury them in the ground. You return to your ancestor where you rest. Your kupuna.
Kupuna.
Kupuna is elder.
Elder, yeah. We believe in elders. Yep.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people don't know. That's why we respect the land, is because the land is our elder.
Right. But it always will be. We got sky, we got earth. We're in between. We just have to respect what we're walking on. Like it is the energy.
Human beings and the earth vibrates.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
I don't know if we introduced her yet, but Joe, beside you, that is Emmy. She's our co-host tonight. So
Oh no.
Hello, everybody.
How's it?
so
Hi, co-host. How's it?
so Joe,
How's it?
what makes Hawaii a good place to take a paranormal tour?
As in a paid tour or as a self?
As a spirit hunter.
Self-exploration.
What makes it a good place?
Yes.
You will come across a lot of things which you may not have come across before. It will widen your perspective, and it will teach you lessons.
I'm sure it will. We have
So is it a
conversation
good
earlier
place
this
to
week.
take a skeptic?
It really depends. I doing the ghost tours, I dealt with a lot of skeptics, and I would always tell the skeptics, I just tell stories. I'm not gonna make them dance for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You either believe or you don't believe.
Right.
And many times the skeptics end up believing, but I prefer they don't, because when they start believing in ghosts, that means something happened. They call you at 2:00, 3:00 in the morning, saying, "Hey, come to my hotel. Something is closing my window and slamming my closet." You know.
Or
It's
you
I
get
don't
random
do that.
gifts.
Other side of the island. Huh? Do I get random gifts? Well, sorry, the sun is like right behind me now. Let me switch it around. There we go. You know, you guys can see the blue sky.
There we go.
It's Hawaii.
Yeah. People
Scarlet.
here fiercely protect their culture. That's a good
Right.
word.
Right, like our people.
Yeah. But like in Hawaii, there's a lot more of tension, because we have people come here and sell out our culture so that they get rich. You know, had the guy in Chicago who tried to copyright the word aloha.
What?
Because he had
Wow.
aloha sushi or something, and he tried to call aloha poke. Or
That's why I'm
something,
glad
and
I
that
know
was,
Ojibwe.
you know, you cannot do that.
Copyright the word aloha.
Huh? Yeah, copyright the word aloha, because
Wow.
No worries. Yeah, no.
that didn't go very far, but it was a big uproar and stuff. It's like, Yeah, I guess you just kind of get tired of your cousins and daughters and sisters dancing hula for people who are rich all the time. It's
Right.
entertain them, so they can go, oh, look the pretty. Never mind the story they're telling and the culture behind it. It's kind of why I stopped working in tourism for a while. They're like, oh, I don't care about the culture of the stories. I just want to get scared. Scare me. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I'll go leave you over here. Go call an Uber in an hour.
Hold my beer.
You like get scared? Here, I'll leave you here for about an hour or two. You like, yeah, maybe I'll come pick you up after.
Yeah.
You want to get scared? Here you go. Oh no.
There you
I don't
go.
wanna do that.
There you go.
So skeptics are a lot of fun.
So,
Can I ask you my name in Hawaiian?
What's that?
My name is Hawaiian.
Your
They
name in
call me
Hawaiian?
Magizzy. They call me Magizzy, which is eagle in Ojibwe.
I'm not sure. Your name in Hawaiian would be Kala.
Thank you.
You're translating the words. I think I'm not necessarily be correct about that.
I'm an eagle, so I'm a Magizzy.
We don't have
I'm an
eagles
eagle.
in Hawaii.
I know.
We don't have
It's a
eagles.
Minnesota thing. You better come here.
We have a hawk, a Hawaiian hawk, but that's it.
Yeah, but that's shapeshifter.
Huh?
Maui.
Nah, that's it. Maui's not a shapeshifter like that.
And Simone is.
Only on Disney.
yeah.
Only on Disney. Okay. Okay. Well, I gotta clear that up.
But he has a hook, All the
He
tattoos
does
on
have
his
a
stuff
hook.
are actually all the tattoos on his chest are stories that we actually tell in legends,
Right. It's an actual fish hook.
that he fished up the Hawaiian Islands with.
Yep.
But yeah. So you had another question, Marcus?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sorry, Marcus. Sorry, co-host.
Yeah, you've covered a lot. So, basically, what's next for you with paranormal investigating or storytelling or whatever it is that you do or you plan on doing?
Well, my life's mission has always been to help people.
Mm-hmm.
It's to help them, give them perspective, understand. And so I have a lot of scary stories, but each scary story, and as I find out, each ghost story has a lesson that can be learned to make a person stronger, to make them into a better person, My next step is to go with the helping people. I want to try to make a nonprofit where we can teach and we can learn and we can be funded by donors, government. I don't believe that people should have to pay money to get their house blessed because they're being scratched by a demon.
Right.
And I'm finding out a lot is I have a history in the mental health field too. I worked in the mental health field for about a decade or so.
I have a clinical psych degree.
And so there's a lot of suffering going on now, more so than even before COVID. And I really believe
I'm a holistic healer between worlds. I have a mental health degree and I actually walk in the spirit world. So I gotta fix that gap.
Shamanism. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I think that people need to understand what's going on a lot. And they need to reconnect. There's a lot of people with gifts, so much, and they don't know how to use them.
Right.
And the people that don't know how to use them, they get overloaded. They can turn to drugs and alcohol and do brain damage and end up as one of my patients.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, boy? What's up, boy? Pick it up.
Is that your son?
Yes, my two sons, 19 and 4. But
Very cool.
so yeah, it's just helping people and teaching them and stuff.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. That's what we've always said. Number one thing on our team is never charge for a paranormal investigation. Never. I don't believe in it. It's not fair.
I'd rather get violated. I'd rather violate or get violated than be violation.
You need to protect yourself better if you're getting violated.
Oh no, I do. Trust me, I do.
I'll tell you, after a few more years of that stuff, you ain't gonna be the same person.
I'm really not.
It's like Bobby Mackey's a lot changed in me, and the best I can compare to, because it's a scary story, and people are like, "Oh, for real, that happened. Oh, it sounds fun. I want it to happen to me too." I'm like,
Nope.
It's like I'm missing an arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's traumatic when it happens, and when you're healing, it's traumatic. But I kind of learned to live without it, and I can still function.
Right.
You know, I lost a part of me, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool. I want it to happen to me too." I'm
But
like,
you get peace in that.
you get peace, you get perspective, you get you become stronger, you become blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that. They're just like, "Oh, that sounds like a rush. That was fun,
They
awesome. I
don't
want that
understand the
too."
price you pay every day
Yeah,
just to walk.
yeah, exactly. They want to be able to leave it over there and then go home.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Well, when it comes home with you and doesn't leave, then you can't exactly,
Oh no, I make it leave.
Yes, I mean it's basically about putting those walls up, knowing when to put them up or let them down or anything.
Well, I put them up in the living too. It's not like I put them before me too. So
Now, here's the thing that happened to me was nothing followed me home, but I was I was scarred. I was traumatized. I felt like there was something always hiding in the shadows.
Mhm.
It didn't follow me home. There wasn't an entity, because I know all of that stuff and all of those protocols and stuff. It was that something in me shifted and died.
Yep.
And I took me 2 years to realize that. When you come into something that's so anti-human, a part of you withers away and dies.
It's transforming.
leaving-
It's like transforming.
Yeah. And when I realized what it was, I was able to direct it as I wanted it to be directed.
Yep.
And that's when the healing started.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. Very good, very good. So,
Well said.
so with all that being said, everybody who's watching here today, how can everybody find you and your work, your stories, and all of this? How can we find you?
You find me out there. I'm going first.
Oh, you gonna go?
Yeah, if you're gonna find me out there, yeah, I'm going.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
And
To get a hold of me,
yeah,
I have a group I got a group on Facebook because I'm an old man and only old people use Facebook. Is what I've been told.
Whatever. I'm old too. I'm going to market, so I don't even go there.
No, like I talk to people, they're like, "Oh, you do ghost stories." I'm like, "Yeah, you do." Oh, what's your platform? Facebook. Oh, I don't do
I'm
Facebook.
42, so really.
So Facebook, I have a group, Hawaiian Huntings. My name Joe Punohu. It's I get the page, and then I get the page. The profile, and then the page. The page is the one I do my lives on.
Page
I share
too.
to my group.
I got my
Yeah,
real name
Yeah.
and
So
my
everybody-
school name and everything else.
Everybody watching here, you can find Joe's group, Hawaiian Hauntings, by clicking the link that I have in the description.
Hey, hello.
Go give a like, a follow, post your stories, all of that, and reach out if you need to. So, and check out all the amazing activity of Hawaii. Joe, we would absolutely love to bring you back on the show, have you tell us some more stories and all of that,
Shoot.
and
Yeah.
just have fun with it, because
Oh, I have fun.
No,
So much
no,
fun
no,
doing
no,
this.
Joe's gonna
Thank
follow
you
us
for the
down there.
opportunity, man.
Go find us down there.
Yeah.
I'm moving them here. Okay.
Go
there we go.
jump on one canoe.
Yeah, right.
Start swimming.
It'll take a few, probably months, but so who knows? But so unfortunately we are nearing the end of our show, but how awesome is it to have a Hawaii episode, because we've never had that before. So
Hello.
super cool. And you have told us some absolutely amazing things. I'm sure you got more.
Yeah.
So we would like to display those back here on this show. So if you would like, we would love to schedule you to come back on again. That would be awesome.
Of course, it would be my pleasure.
Awesome. And I'll keep in contact with you, you know, and whatever stories and stuff you want to share, Joe, send them on over to me and I'll put them up on our social media. People can check you out and all that.
Sounds good.
Nikki G.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
So his name is Michael. I named him after Michael the Archangel.
Anine?
Bye, Michael.
That's how.
Hello, Anine.
Yeah. But yeah, mahalo. Thank you again for having me on. This was a blast.
Absolutely.
I love talking about this stuff.
Emmy, do you have anything
like-minded
for
people.
Joel before he goes, or?
No, I was sitting back listening. I'm definitely going to follow him on check. Listen to all the stories. I love it.
Good. And Joe, about what time in October this year are you doing these stories? Is it the whole month?
The whole month. That's a traditional thing. But I do it every Friday night. But I couldn't last night. I will do them tonight, 8:30 Hawaiian time, which is 1:30 for Central.
You're
1:30 a.m. for you
birthday,
guys.
October 2nd, right?
As soon as you fly me over there, so I can go to the spam.
Okay, deal. Keep it my way.
But no, it's about 8:30 Hawaiian time, or I think you guys are Central, yeah. So 1:30.
Yeah.
I'm Pacific.
Pacific. So that's 3 hours now.
Yeah.
2 hours probably in October.
2 hours in October.
Perfect. All right.
In October, it'll be a 2 hour difference.
Yeah, because we spring forward, fall back, and yeah.
Yeah.
But they
don't have it. Hawaii and Arizona doesn't spring forward or fall back. So at one point, Arizona will be 2 hours ahead of me, and then another point, 1 hour, just like we'll be 3 hours ahead of them in Hawaii, and then 2 hours. They don't do the spring forward fall back.
So it's like the afternoon over there where the sun just started to set and we got dark.
Yeah, he still got light. I still have light.
9:21 p.m.
Was that spam? You said spam?
Yeah, spam time.
Spam time. 9:21 spam time. Yep. That's great. Well, Joe, you brought laughs and smiles to the show. You brought amazing stories and a lot of other things. So absolutely keep in contact. Love to have you back on here. Share some stories. And hopefully meet you in Hawaii one of these days. So we'll see.
Definitely, my brother.
That would be fantastic. Or get you over to Minnesota. So either one.
Oregon's closer. You want to come to Oregon?
Yeah. I get a couple friends
goodbye,
in Oregon
friend.
too.
No, goodbye.
Yeah, Oregon's closer. We got a lot of Western history and stuff.
Oh, stop!
yeah.
He's mine. Stop! He's mine.
You know what?
He's mine.
We call dibs because he's on our show.
Yep, he's mine. He's mine. All day, he's mine.
Just kidding, Emmy. We love you. So
we'll talk.
Okay,
you better hit me up.
But he can come to Oregon, and then because he's got to land. He'll probably
you want
land
me to come there? You don't want me to come in.
Seattle or down in LA. So I'm like right in the middle.
There you go.
You don't want me to come there.
Or he can land at PDX.
You'll be insane.
There you go.
And then hop on over.
Ask that man next to me.
So, but anyways, guys, so Joel, thank you very much. We had a great time. Like I said, keep in contact, and we'll definitely get you back on the show. Until next time.
Good, brother.
I'm going down to Hawaii. He's taking me to Hawaii. I'm going to fly him up here.
Yeah.
He's excited. I'm taking all you with me.
So, mahalo means goodbye, right?
Yep, mahalo.
Mahalo means thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Does that aloha mean goodbye also?
Aloha.
Or hello?
Aloha means goodbye.
Aloha.
Aloha means
Aloha
goodbye.
means goodbye.
Or hello.
Aloha is
It's
hello.
also
Aloha
goodbye.
is goodbye.
Aloha.
Well, mahalo.
Aloha.
Mahalo for a great show, and
Yep.
aloha.
Aloha.
Perfect.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, you guys are learning quick.
Yes, I'm going to be speaking Hawaiian from now on. I'm going to keep practicing.
I already
Yep.
do. I already do every day. Welcome my world.
All right, Joe. Well, thank you very much. You know, we had a
Yep,
great time, and we hope you have a fantastic night. We'll definitely
Hit
be
me up
checking.
on Facebook, Insta, whatever.
Yeah.
Minnesota Spirit Hunters, send them up on Insta, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you can, every platform.
Shoots. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys later. Aloha. Bye.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Aloha.
Okie dokie, guys. Well, what a absolutely amazing show. And don't go anywhere quite yet because we have two exciting things for everybody. But
What the hell, Marcus?
Hawaii, how amazing is that? We finally
I
had a show
know,
from
but
Hawaii.
really?
Great guy. Joe is a great guy, and I beg of everybody to please go on over to Hawaiian Hauntings by using the link down below. Check that out. Give a like, and
I'm
that's where
totally
you can
going.
go. So,
I'm totally going.
You
so-
have that on the Facebook because it's not popping up as a link.
Oh, really?
Oh wait,
I
let
am
me see.
totally going to Hawaii.
Let me click on
Well,
this one.
It's as simple as just go.
Yes, it is on YouTube. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, there we go. So so just go to Facebook, type in Hawaiian Hauntings, and it'll pop up.
And he's amazing behind the scenes too. I gotta tell you guys, like, for real. He's the most awesome person I ever met. He's
He
the
is.
most real
He is.
person.
He's a great guy. Absolutely. So, but two exciting things here. So tonight, live on Minnesota Spiritcast, we are revealing tonight's elimination out of the 50-state game.
It better
Who's
not
ready?
be Louisiana. I didn't vote today.
Who's ready for that?
Not me.
Anyone want to take a guess?
Louisiana.
Oregon's gone.
Oregon's been gone, yes.
I know. That
It better not be Louisiana. I'm gonna be
breaks
pissed.
my heart.
It
Twice.
better not be Louisiana. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm bringing it back.
Well, okay, Emmy, you stayed in the game for about 2 weeks this time. Last time you were the first elimination.
I know, right? Like, what's wrong with Oregon, you guys? Come on.
It
Hey,
sucks.
it's random. So, but
People
anybody
don't
want to
know
take a
about
guess? Shoot
I
your
love it,
shoot
but
your
it
guesses
sucks.
out there
Oh,
for
I'm
me.
getting shit. All right.
So
Today's
I'll give
one
you
for
guys.
that.
I'll give you guys one hint, and it is very, very, very close to Emmy.
Idaho.
No, ma'am.
Ohio. Oh no.
What?
Where in the fuck
Hey,
are
you should-
you?
Emmy, you should not talk about yourself like that.
Oh, wow. Montana?
I knew somebody was going to say that. God dang it.
Montana's gone, ain't it?
Montana's gone. Yes.
Montana.
Well, okay. So
I bring back Massachusetts.
think even closer to Oregon.
Washington or California?
What's your final
Wait,
answer?
wait. Oregon?
Washington. We have Washington, Oregon. Well, there's only, okay, so next to me, there's Washington above me, California below me, Idaho on the side of me, Colorado down
Nevada's
on the corner,
gone, isn't it?
What?
California.
Nevada is still in, and Emmy, California is correct.
Really?
Yep, California is out. That is the only state that was not
Bring
voted
back,
for
bring
today.
back the which state? Bring back the which state?
Tennessee?
What? No, fucking Massachusetts.
My
Oh,
husband's actually from Massachusetts, so
well, so so tomorrow is a new twist, so everybody keep an eye out for that. But here is something new with this go round with
I feel offended. You blocked out my second page, so I can't vote twice.
well, anybody or any states that have been eliminated out of this game cannot be revived.
Oh, you suck, Marcus.
I can't
I
even
hate
buy
you.
a vowel. I can't even call
Hey,
a friend
you
for
know
an answer.
Remember, we're meeting tomorrow. Remember,
Yes, we're investigating tomorrow. Yes,
remember that.
Nice.
You gotta do it with me.
I know. And actually, I'll talk to you after the show. But I can't stay too long because I work in an hour and a half. So,
Okay,
so I'm
for you.
gonna wrap this up here. So California is out, everybody, which absolutely leaves all of the main states that everybody usually votes for. So with that being said,
And I'm pissed. The Wichita State didn't make it. I'm pissed.
well, keep this in mind. If all of the
Innocent
states
blood.
are voted for, keep this in mind. If all the states are voted for, then any state can be eliminated. Whether
Well,
it's
you know,
voted
we're
for
going
or
to
not.
Louisiana. I'm pulling that state. Louisiana.
Well, then-
graveyard.
Well, then I'm eliminating Louisiana tomorrow. Then.
Oh yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, so it is absolutely chose at random. So the states are chose at random. I have all the states on a wheel, and each time they're all voted for, whatever states wasn't voted for, I spin that wheel, and that's the elimination.
My team's got a pull for me, Louisiana. We got to keep that up.
I'm
Where
going
does Julie
Georgia.
goes first. It's like, everybody over there in Central and the East Coast, you guys forget about us over here on the West Coast. Like, because there's only 3 states, and you guys don't come beyond the Rocky Mountains.
I'm saying
We got an
California.
opening season coming up in Minneapolis. You better watch it tomorrow on my territory.
California is a dream investigation state. I would love to go there. After everything I heard about Oregon, I would like to come there too. So,
There's
but
Yeah, very much so.
since I am limited on time tonight, we are going to wrap this up. There's time for one more thing, and everybody knows what that is because this is the
question
third
of the day.
episode. This is the All American question.
I'll do
With
that.
that being said, so the way this works, if nobody knows, is each show that we do, we have a question about the previous episode. So really pay attention because next week when we're in Idaho, there will be
so why are you talking about yourself like that now?
We're not next week. Are you springing Tommy?
So when we're in Idaho next week, there will be a question about the Hawaii show. So I hope everybody
You're
pays
fabulous.
attention. So last week's question, and this is from Tennessee. When did Black Pearl Paranormal start their team? Okay, and the answer was
the show.
Didn't see
If
last
any-
week's show.
no. Here's the ringer. If anybody was paying attention to our Tennessee episode, you would know the answer is
And I
2008.
can't answer that because I was in that show.
Yes, you can.
Nope.
Yes, you can.
It'd be
It's
too
my
easy.
game,
It'd be
and-
too easy for me.
but what if you forget?
I forgot what happened 5 minutes
Okay,
ago.
let me fucking forget. Please let me
So,
forget.
okay. All right. So if anybody got 2008, you are correct. We'll mark you down. But this week's question for our Florida episode: what was the piece of equipment that Peter used on screen in last week's episode?
And
Don't say it. Don't say it. The only way to vote is to go to our Minnesota SpiritCast Facebook page and comment on the post that I will be posting after the show.
you better follow that. You better take that. You better whatever. Everyone, yeah, make it attention.
So I really hope everybody's paying attention because there will be a question about Hawaii next week. So what was the piece of equipment
I'm
that
on
Peter
Hawaii.
used on screen in last
I'm
week's
taking Joe home.
Hawaii is beautiful. I
I'm
must say.
taking Joe home.
And my daughter went there for it was her after her senior graduation. She went there for a senior present. She loved it.
Hey, can I be your daughter? Hey, out there. For
My
real.
daughter she just turned 21 on the 18th of this month, and they all ended up in Las Vegas celebrating her birthday.
Oh, I want to be your daughter. Can you adopt me?
Yeah, I'm probably old enough to
I'm
be your mom.
42, but you can adopt me.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
I guess nowadays I could be. I'm 53, so I'm.
I'm fully about it. I'm about it.
You are not 53.
I am 53, Marcus.
You don't look
Oh,
a day
yeah.
older
She's
too.
your mom. You know what? She's beautiful, but she can be
Thank
mom
you.
all day.
But I am.
Okay.
I have
She
5
don't-
kids.
You don't look a day over 16.
I'll go to Hawaii and Oregon. I'll go wherever you want to take me.
So, all right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up here, but everybody, please, if you didn't watch last week's show, go back, watch our Florida episode, and help me answer what was the piece of equipment that Peter used on screen in last week's episode. If you get this correct, you will be put in the final countdown for a prize. So go back and watch.
I didn't tell you shit. You better watch.
So go back and watch the Florida episode and answer this question.
Flower. Yeah, I love Hawaii.
So, with that being said, guys, California is out of the game, so that leaves, if all the states get voted for tomorrow, whether you vote for it or not, it will be eliminated.
We're going to Louisiana.
Well, we'll see. So, but anyways, guys, it was an absolutely amazing show. Emmy, thank you for co-hosting.
I'm sorry I was late.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It was
you guys can catch Emmy every 3 weeks right here on the Minnesota Spiritcast as my co-host. And next week's show is going to be absolutely amazing because
Marcus, I'm starting to get jelly.
Well,
anyway.
So next week's show we will be in Idaho, not Idaho, Idaho.
Idaho.
Oregon is where it's the Orida potato plant.
Is it Boise? Is it Boise, girl?
Where I grew up was not too far from Boise, Idaho. So.
I know.
So next week, guys, we'll be in Idaho Falls, Idaho, with Southeastern Idaho Paranormal Society. So check us out next week with Southeastern Idaho Paranormal Society. And be sure to answer the All American question. Go back and watch the Florida episode. And check out this show if you missed it for next week's question. You never know what it is. It could be something on the thumbnail. It could be something that the guest said.
It could be something I said.
It could be, yes, exactly.
I don't even remember half the crap I said, so.
Me neither. So, but from all of us right here at Minnesota Spirit Hunters, we would like to say thank you or
aloha.
No,
that's mahalo. Never mind.
Mahalo.
We would like to say mahalo to everybody. Thank you guys very much for joining in our show.
Aloha is goodbye and hello.
Yes. So check us out next week. You guys have fun with everything. We will be on an investigation tomorrow.
Thank you.
You might be able to check us out live tomorrow on an investigation. We are filming a new episode tomorrow, so check us out. And lots of other stuff. But from all of us,
mahalo.
Aloha. I don't know whether if I'm coming or going. So hey, it works out.
Goodbye. I mean, thank you.
Hey, and Marcus, thank you for having me up and co-hosting. This is
Malaho.
No worries.
Mahalo.
So, but for all of us here at Minnesota Spirit Hunters, mahalo and happy hunting.
Aloha.